In amongst the glut of Marvel movies and big budget action films like Fast 10, you can oftentimes forget that cinema also has a place for smaller, more personal stories that deserve to be appreciated and understood by a wider audience. This week, I finally got to see one of those films. Hot off the heels of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, my wife and I sat down for the long-awaited adaptation of Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. For those who don't know, the film is based upon the 1970 book of the same name, which became an instant classic upon release for the way in which it tackled topics like female adolescence and the questioning of faith without any hesitation. And now, over 50 years since the book came out, it finally has an adaptation. And sure, I imagine fans are probably wondering what the heck took so long, but after finally seeing it, I can say that it was definitely worth the wait. Just like the book, the film follows a year in the life of Margaret Simon, an 11-year-old girl who is on the cusp of puberty. And after her and her family moved to New Jersey, the question of what it means to become a woman and how to navigate the topic of boys is pushed right to the forefront. Now, granted, with that kind of synopsis, I am not the film's target audience. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was the only guy in the screening that I attended, but that shouldn't matter. I went to an all-boys secondary school, so the concept of what girls had to go through at the same age is completely foreign to me. So I appreciated that this film was giving me an insight into something that I didn't have the faintest idea about, such as the struggles that young girls have to go through as their bodies start to change and how to navigate those changes in a social context. It's all brilliantly acted, with the titular Margaret played by relative newcomer Abby Ryder-Fortson, who some Marvel fans may recognize as Cassie Lang from the Ant-Man series. Fortson does a great job of portraying all the conflicting emotions that Margaret has to deal with as she starts to find her independence at school, which in turn puts her at odds with members of her family who either want to shield her from the world or mold her into something that they want her to be. On top of the tale of adolescence, the film also dives into the topic of faith. As the title implies, Margaret constantly reaches out to help from a higher power, but she struggles to come to terms with what that higher power even is. Having been born to a Jewish father and a Christian mother, both of whom are lapsed, Margaret is given the opportunity to choose her own religion when she's older, but her grandparents have something else in mind. Margaret is on the cusp of becoming a woman, and she starts to envision what that future might look like. She ponders the idea of whether or not there is a higher power behind it all, trying to steer her in the right direction. I don't think that the discussion of faith is quite as nuanced as what you'll find in Under the Banner of Heaven, but given that this is aimed at a younger audience, it's quite hard to begrudge the film for that. And I'd argue that it's essential viewing for all ages. For anyone who's seen the film already, let me know in the comments whether or not you enjoyed it as well, and while you're here, why not hit that subscribe button? It will absolutely make my day. But either way, thank you for watching.